Hey guys and gals, welcome back to another Pit Stop Scale Model Garage video. I am Vinny and I will be your host. Due to circumstances beyond my control, I am going to be switching builds for the glory days of drag racing. I usually don't give up on a kit, but when I start having 3 or 4 different issues that's going to take me time to figure out and fix, I'm just going to put the model on the side and start something else. So, with that being said, we'll get down to the bench and I will show you what my project's going to be for this build. So with all that being said, let's get down to the bench and let's see what's going on. We'll be right back. Okay guys, as you can see, I am going to switch from the Comet that I was building to this 66 Nova Pro Street. Again, it's a General Motors, but hey, you know what? If it builds up nice, I don't care what it is. So, let's do a quick unboxing on this. Take a walk around the box first. Let's see what it's got. Oh, look at that. It's got a engine stand and an extra engine. Nice hood scoop on there. Nice interior stuff. Ooh, tub chassis, very nice. I said it right there, tub chassis, wide slicks, high-rise manifold, hood scoop, displayable engine. That must be this guy right here. Alright. That looks nice. Looks like a metallic blue. Of course, I have a color in mind for mine already. And as you can see, I already tagged it for this. So give me a minute. Let me get the cellophane off of this box, and we'll start and see how what it looks like. Be right back. Okay, boys and girls, get the box open here, and as you can see, this is a brand new kit. So here's all my chrome stuff. I like those wheels. High-rise manifold, valve covers, traction bar, wheelie bars, front grille, bumpers, side molding pieces, looks like. Alright, next, glass. Glass looks good. I'm going to keep it in the plastic though. Nice big fat tires. And I'm going to start working on this right away. Body is still in plastic. Chassis. And here's the bag of goodies. There's a flat hood right there. And the wheel backs. Looks like some headers down here. Engine hats. Drive belt assembly. Yeah, okay. Decals, I'm not going to open those up. And then we got outer instructions. 66 Nova. And there is a secondary reason why I am building this Nova. And I will announce that ulterior motive that I have when I finish this build. So, with that being said, I'm going to get this car ready for a build, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully this one will go a lot easier than the Comet did. And there'll be a video on the Comet why I kind of put it on hold for a while. There was just too many issues that I have to work out. And the videos I had watched on the build, people building that, looks like it's supposed to go together the way it does, but to me, it didn't. Anyhow, this is the new build. I'll talk to you guys in a little bit with a new video. Okay, boys and girls, welcome back to the bench. This is part one of my new build for the glory days of drag racing. This is the 66 Nova Pro Street, and as you can see, I got a lot of pieces and parts sitting on my desk right here. And my objective for this video is to get all of this put together, including the body, clean it up, take my support post out of there, and the support post in the front here. And I want to get the body in color. I want to get the chassis completely painted, and everything else completely painted, and possibly standing up on all four wheels. So, with that being said, we're going to start putting this together, and I am going to be using this glue, and let's see how this glue works for me on this build. So, I'm going to start with the engine. Most of this will be in time lapse. Okay, guys. As you can see, I got the engine partially assembled. I'm not gonna put the oil pan on because I'm painting the oil pan a different color. All my wheel backs are on here, cleaned up and ready to be painted. So now, my next move is to put this chassis together. Of course, it's got a few pieces here. It's got firewall and two inner fenders that have to go on here, and then I will go off camera, do the hood, clean up the body, get the body ready for paint, and get everything else ready for paint. So, that being said, let's move this stuff out of the way, because all of this stuff needs to get painted individually. And we'll go with this guy first. Okay, when you put this guy together, there's a notch here on the inner fender and there's a notch here in the chassis. Got to make sure you get those in the right positions. So, okay, guys. One more thing before we start doing any painting here. I need to drill holes for the spark plugs. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now. I think the heads are on there pretty good. So here we go. I'm using my pin vise, and this tan color bit I think is the correct size. So here we go. Now let me mention before I start, there are divots right where the spark plugs need to go. I'm assuming that's what they are. So I'm going to use those as my guide holes. And here we go. Okay, boys and girls, as you can see, I got a whole bunch of parts over here that are going to get painted. So the next time you see this video, which will be right after I paint all of this stuff, there will be a big difference in what you see. So hang out, stay tuned, and we'll be back in a little bit. Bye for now. Okay, boys and girls, welcome back to the bench. This is what I have accomplished so far on this build. All those parts that you saw at the beginning of this are now distributed all to their proper locations. Here's my front springs, my upper arms, my front spindles, rear differential, leaf springs, drive shaft is in. I painted the main floorboard with the Rust-Oleum metallic paint. All the black is done with Rust-Oleum flat black. This differential is done with Tamiya light gunmetal. Alright, so up here we have the master cylinder, and down here we have the steering gearbox. So, other than putting the wheels on here, this chassis is finished. Now, speaking of the wheels and tires, I'm going to be using these big old fatties because I think they look cool. Besides that, the chassis is already tubbed for them. Problem I had with, well, it wasn't really a problem, it was just a little bit of an issue. These are the front tires that they give you with the kit. And you can see that they're just a little bit skinnier than these tires. Now, the reason why I want to put these on here is because the backing and the outside wheel do not fit in these tires. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. These are not glued together yet, so. And as you can see, I did try and sand these down to make them fit. So, we put this in here and put this on the back. That's how it is. You can't, they're up against each other, and I cannot get a good fit between the tire and the rim bead. I'll call it a bead. So, instead of messing with this, which I already tried to do, this one I have sanded down, tried to, and then also on the back side of this guy, I tried to sand it down to make it work. I'm not going to mess with it. If it don't fit, it don't fit. I'm just going to take these, put these together, and wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. I got my wheels and tires for the car. Now, the reason why they're not on the car is because for some reason or another, I lost the axle for back here. And I think I have some piano wire laying around somewhere, so I got to see if I can find that. Or find the axle that goes with that. It could be in my living room. So these tires here, I'm just going to put on the side for now, and we're going to forget about those. Alright, let's move on to the engine. Engine is about 99.999% complete. I just have to put the carburetors on. The battery in this car gets mounted in the trunk. So what I did was I ran this long wire that'll run down the chassis and make believe go into the trunk and hook up to the battery. You're not going to see the battery because the trunk don't open, and I'm not going to cut the trunk to get open. So I did modify the headers drastically to make them work the way I want them to. I didn't want to run the wires underneath the headers like I did on 2 of my previous builds. So I went ahead and I modified the flange on here. And what do I mean? I mean, I actually took out a whole bunch of it where the spark plug holes are, which I showed you earlier in this video. And so now I can run the wires over the headers the way I think they should be. Now the front one has to, there's no way, the front one has to come around like that because the header pipe itself covers the hole. So there's no way that I can get it coming from the top, so it has to come around from the bottom. Alright, so with those 2 items already done, now we move on to some of the body stuff. Here's the hood, all cut out, painted, nice and pretty. This is a flat black. I like the hood scoop on here, it looks really cool. And then finally, I am going to show you the color that I chose for this. And there are 2 pieces of chrome that I put on here already, just to see how it would look. Anyhow, bada bing. This is MCW's Go Mango gloss enamel. Go Mango metallic gloss enamel. And I think it looks pretty good. I have not done anything to the body yet, but I think that this has some potential. There's still a lot more body stuff I need to put on there. But anyhow, I'm going to call this video good, and I hope you guys and gals enjoyed this video. And as always, your questions, comments, inputs, sub shares, and likes are always welcome. For now, that's all, folks. Pit Stop Scale Model Garage out for now. Bye.